Hi everyone. Welcome back to Daily Stoic Quotes channel. Imagine this. You're scrolling through your phone, the glow of the screen casting shadows across your face, when a notification pings. A friend's post, dripping with sarcasm, aimed right at you. Your stomach knots, your jaw tightens, and before you know it, a wave of anger crashes over you, drowning out the quiet you'd hoped for. Or maybe it's not digital at all. You're stuck in rush hour traffic, horns blaring like a chorus of chaos, and some reckless driver cuts you off, leaving your fists clenched and your peace in pieces. Perhaps it's quieter still. A colleague's offhand remark at work, "Oh, you actually finished something for once?" And suddenly you're stewing, replaying it for hours, the sting festering like an open wound. Sound familiar? Have you ever felt your blood boil, your calm pierced by someone's words or deeds, until you're no longer yourself but a shadow of reaction? Welcome to modern life, my friends. A high-pressure, trigger-happy whirlwind where every glance, every comment, every unmet expectation threatens to pull us under. But here's the question that stops us dead. Can we rise above it all? Is there a way to stand unshaken, untouched by anger or frustration, no matter what the world throws at us? I'm your name, your guide here at Daily Stoic Quotes, and today, I'm not just asking, I'm answering. With Stoicism as our compass, we're uncovering 7 practical methods to master your emotions, reclaim your soul, and never let anyone disturb your peace again. This isn't a fleeting fix, it's a Stoic revolution, and it starts right now. Let's pause and breathe that in, because this isn't some idle promise. It's a lifeline. Think about your day. The coworker who dismisses your ideas, the stranger who shoves past you on the subway, the social media troll who thrives on your reaction. These moments don't just spark anger. They steal your time, your joy, your very presence. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor who faced betrayal and war, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Picture him, pen in hand, legions at his command, yet his enemies weren't just on the battlefield. They were in his court whispering doubts. Still, he chose calm. Then there's Epictetus, born a slave, his body owned but his mind free, who said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Chained, powerless by society's measure, he found liberty in his thoughts. And Seneca, exiled to a barren island, facing death's shadow, penned, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." These weren't men of soft lives. They endured storms we can scarcely imagine, yet they stood firm. Why? Because Stoicism, born in the gritty streets of Athens and honed in Rome's marble halls, isn't a dusty relic. It's a shield for your soul, as vital now as it was then. In our age of endless pings, viral outrage, and relentless pressure, it's not just relevant, it's essential. But let's bring this closer, because Stoicism isn't locked in history books. It lives in the people we admire. Take Oprah Winfrey, a name synonymous with triumph over trial. Early in her career, a network exec sneered, "You'll never make it on TV, you're too raw." The words could have lit a fuse of fury, a grudge to nurse for years. Instead, Oprah reflected, later saying, "I didn't argue with fate. I accepted it and worked harder." That stoic willingness, embracing the blow, not resisting it, and turning it into fuel. She didn't let anger own her. She owned her response, building an empire from the ashes of doubt. Or consider Nelson Mandela, caged for 27 years on Robben Island, where guards spat cruelty as routine. He could have hated them, let resentment rot his spirit. Instead, he chose understanding, befriending captors like Christo Brand, sharing stories over smuggled bread. Freed in 1990, he declared, "If I didn't let go of bitterness, I'd still be in chains." That's Stoic mastery, accepting the uncontrollable, finding peace in the chaos. And then there's Steve Jobs, ousted from Apple in 1985, his own creation ripped away. Fury could have consumed him, betrayal by his own board. Yet he said, "It was a bitter pill, but I swallowed it and moved on." He founded Next, returned stronger, and gave us the iPhone. These aren't fairy tales. They're Stoic lives, proving you can face the worst and emerge unshaken. Now, let's ground this in our world, because Stoicism isn't just for icons. It's for you, tangled in the mess of 2025. Think of your last scroll through X. Some faceless account mocking your post, likes piling up on their jab. Your fingers itch to fire back, to defend, to win. Or that group chat where a friend's LOL "you're so dramatic" lands like a slap. Hours later, you're still drafting replies in your head. Social media amplifies it all, doesn't it? Every ping a potential trigger, every post a chance to unravel. But it's not just online. Life offline is a gauntlet too. The barista who forgets your order, the boss who overlooks your effort, the partner who snaps after a long day. These aren't rare. They're daily. And each time, anger knocks, begging you to let it in. Seneca's words echo here. We suffer more in imagination than reality. How often do we replay that slight, magnify that insult, until it's a monster we've built ourselves? Too often. But Stoicism says no more. It hands you the reins, not to control the world, but to steer your soul. So what's the mission today? I'm not here to preach or to pacify. I'm here to arm you. We're diving into 7 Stoic methods to banish anger, to silence bother, to live free. We'll learn to embrace life willingly, to stop judging others' flaws, to let go of what we can't grasp, to accept the world's mess, to own our emotions, to master silence over reaction, and to find joy in giving. These aren't theories, they're tools, forged by ancient minds and proven by modern lives. Apply one, and you'll feel the shift. Stay to the end, and you'll hold a blueprint for unshakable calm. Imagine this. Next time the troll baits you, you scroll past. Next time traffic stalls, you breathe. Next time words sting, you smile. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Epictetus taught, there is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things beyond our power. That's our goal. Happiness through mastery, peace through choice. But this isn't a solo trek. It's a journey we take together. I need you here, fully in, because Stoicism isn't a lecture. It's a practice. Comment, "I'm ready" below. Tell me you're with me, that you're hungry for this freedom. Hit that like button if these words strike a chord. It's a signal to keep the Stoic fire burning. And subscribe to Daily Stoic Quotes. Click that bell too, because every video, every quote, is a brick in your fortress. Share this with a friend who needs peace. Maybe they're the one fuming at work, scrolling in frustration, or snapping at home. Seneca said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. Be that kindness, pass this on, build our tribe." We're not just viewers here. We're seekers, united in this Stoic quest. So don't drift. Every second ahead is a step toward calm. Let's start with method 1. Embrace willingness in life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you." And that's where we begin. Ready? Let's walk this path. 7 Stoic methods to never get angry or bothered by anyone. Method 1. Embrace willingness in life. We begin our Stoic journey with a simple yet profound truth. Life is a river, and fighting its current only drowns us in anger. To embrace willingness is to accept what comes, not with gritted teeth, but with an open heart. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who faced endless trials, wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." He knew resistance breeds torment, while acceptance frees us. He also said, "What stands in the way becomes the way," urging us to see obstacles as paths, not walls. And again, the universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. A reminder that willingness shapes our peace. Epictetus, the former slave turned sage, added, "Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do, and your life will go well." He doubled down, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. And wish for things to be as they are, and you will find tranquility." Seneca, ever practical, offered, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. Bear it with grace." Alongside, "Fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling, and we are not disturbed by what happens, but by our resistance to it." This trio teaches us that anger dissolves when we align with reality, not when we bend it to our will. Willingness isn't passivity. It's power, the power to choose peace over struggle. Consider Nelson Mandela, a man whose life could have been a monument to bitterness. Born in 1918 in rural South Africa, he rose as a lawyer and activist, only to be arrested in 1962 for resisting apartheid. Sentenced to life, he landed on Robben Island, a bleak speck off Cape Town's coast. The conditions were brutal. A 6 by 6 foot cell with a thin mat, back-breaking quarry labor under a scorching sun, and guards who wielded cruelty like a whip. One guard, Christo Brand, started as a stern enforcer. Mandela could have despised him, seen him as the face of oppression. Instead, he chose willingness. He'd ask Brand about his family, share tales of his own, even smuggle an orange to brighten the guard's day. Over years, Brand softened, later writing, "He treated me like a man, not a jailer. I couldn't help but change." When Mandela walked free in 1990, he didn't curse his captors. He forgave them, saying, "As I walked out the door toward freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness behind, I'd still be in prison." This wasn't weakness. It was Stoic mastery. He didn't resist what he couldn't change. The bars, the years, the hate, but embraced it with purpose, turning suffering into a force that reshaped a nation. His peace wasn't luck. It was a choice, echoing Aurelius's call to love fate. Now, let's bring this to your life. Picture these moments. You're stuck in traffic, exhaust fumes clouding the air, horns blaring. Do you fume or pop in a podcast and let the delay fade? A friend cancels dinner plans last minute, leaving you dressed up with nowhere to go. Do you resent them or savor a quiet evening with a book? Your boss dumps extra work on your desk, the clock ticking past 5. Do you grumble or see it as a chance to grow? Rain soaks your picnic, the blanket a soggy mess. Do you curse the sky or pivot to a cozy indoor meal? A stranger cuts in line at the store, elbowing past. Do you snap or let it pass like a breeze? Your flight's delayed, the gate a chaos of complaints. Do you stress or pull out your journal? A coworker forgets a deadline, leaving you scrambling. Do you stew or tackle it with calm? Someone spills coffee on your shirt, a brown stain spreading. Do you yell or shrug it off? The Wi-Fi dies mid-call, pixels frozen. Do you rage or take a breath? These aren't hypotheticals. They're your day, and willingness turns them from battles into breezes. So, how do you live this? Start small. Next time annoyance strikes, like scrubbing a sink full of dishes, pause and whisper, "I choose this." Feel the shift as resistance melts. Step deeper, reframe it. Those dishes aren't a chore. They're proof of a meal shared. That traffic jam isn't a trap. It's a pocket of time to think. Take it further. Every night, grab a notebook and jot down one thing you accepted willingly today. Maybe the rain, a late bus, a sharp word. Reflect. Did it lighten you? Did it quiet the anger? Substeps. Day 1. Pick a tiny irritation. Say a slow line, and say, "This is mine to bear." Day 2. Find gratitude in it. This line means I'm not rushing. Day 3. Note how it felt. Less tense, more steady. Over a week, this builds a habit of flow, not fight. You're not surrendering. You're choosing. Aligning with Seneca's, fate leads the willing. Try this for 3 days. Report back in the comments. I embraced it. Here's how it went. Your peace is waiting. So what's one thing you resisted today? How could willingness change it? Share below. I'm reading every word. Method 2. Stop judging others. From willingness, we step into a subtler Stoic art. Letting go of judgment. When we label others, they're rude, they're lazy, we don't just see them. We chain ourselves to anger. Marcus Aurelius, amid Rome's chaos, wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to trouble your soul about things you can't control." He added, "How much time he gains who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does, but only at what he himself does. And the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Keep yours clear." Epictetus, ever blunt, said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them," followed by, "What need is there to judge when you can simply observe? And you become what you give your attention to, focus on virtue, not faults." Seneca chimed in, "We are more often frightened than hurt. We suffer more in imagination than reality." With, "Why judge what you cannot know?" And the wise man sees the man, not the mask. Judging others as wrong doesn't fix them, it burdens us. Releasing it, we trade fury for empathy, heaviness for light. Oprah Winfrey's rise offers a vivid lesson here. Born in 1954 Mississippi to poverty and pain, she clawed her way to Chicago's TV scene by the 1980s. As the Oprah Winfrey Show soared in the 90s, a tabloid editor, let's call him Tom, struck. He wrote scathing pieces. "She's overrated. A fluke of luck." Oprah's gut reaction? Judge him. He's bitter, jealous. And let anger simmer. She'd built her career on grit. Abused as a child, fired from her first anchor gig, told she'd fail. Yet here was Tom, dismissing it all. But she paused, reflecting on his world. Deadlines, a cutthroat industry. She later said, "I stopped seeing him as an enemy and started seeing him as a person." Instead of a feud, she invited him on her show in 1995, asking calm, curious questions. Tom faltered, then softened, admitting, "I underestimated you. No venom, no victory lap." Oprah's peace held. She told O Magazine, "Letting go of that judgment freed me more than it freed him." Stoic non-judgment didn't just disarm a critic. It turned a foe into a moment of grace, proving Epictetus right. Our views, not events, shape us. Let's paint your world with this. A slow driver crawls ahead, tires hugging the lane. Idiot. Or maybe they're new. Nervous? A cashier snaps. Next. Jerk. Or are they juggling a double shift? Your friend's late again. Phone silent. Lazy? Or swamped with unseen stress? Your boss critiques your report. Tone sharp. Mean? Or pushing you to shine? A neighbor blasts music at midnight. Selfish? Or oblivious after a long day? A coworker leaves a mess in the break room. Slob? Or distracted by a call? A stranger bumps you on the street. No apology. Rude? Or lost in thought? Your partner forgets date night. Careless? Or wrestling a deadline? A barista spills your latte. Incompetent? Or frazzled by a rush? These judgments leap up daily. Each a spark for anger. Each a chance to let go. Here's how to practice it. Catch yourself mid-judgment. They're annoying. And freeze. Step 1. Ask, what might they be facing? A slow driver could be elderly, a cashier grieving. Don't guess, wonder. Step 2. Shift to curiosity. Grab a pen. List 3 possible reasons. Tired, stressed, distracted. Step 3. Feel the load lift. Anger needs judgment to burn. Starve it. Day 1, spot one judgment, say a loud coworker, and pause. Day 2, imagine their story. Maybe they're excited, not rude. Day 3, reflect. Did empathy ease you? Over a week, this rewires you. Anger fades, understanding grows. Seneca's "we suffer more in imagination" rings true. Stop imagining faults. Start seeing humans. Try this for 3 days, comment. I let go, here's what I saw. Your soul lightens when you stop carrying others' masks. So who did you judge today? How could you see them differently? Tell me below. I'm all ears. Method 3. Let go of control. Having shed judgment, we now face a deeper Stoic truth. Clinging to control breeds anger. Letting go births peace. Epictetus laid it bare. Some things are up to us and some are not. Work on the first, accept the second. He pressed on. You have power over your own actions, not the actions of others. And demand not that events should happen as you will, but will them to happen as they do. Marcus Aurelius echoed. If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. Focus on what's yours, adding, you can commit no greater folly than to waste time on what lies beyond you. And the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing, expect the throw. Seneca warned, we suffer when we try to grasp what slips through our fingers. With, what you cannot hold, release. And the man who seeks to govern all governs nothing. Anger festers when we demand the world bend. Peace flows when we loosen our grip, wrestling life as it comes. Steve Jobs' story is a masterclass in this. Born in 1955, he co-founded Apple in 1976, pouring his soul into it. Late nights in a garage, sketching circuits with Wozniak. By 1985, it was a titan, but success soured. His board, once allies, ousted him. John Scully, his own hire, led the charge. Jobs was 30, his dreams snatched away. Fury could have consumed him. How dare they? And friends recall his initial shock. Pacing, ranting, betrayed. But he stopped. He later told Stanford grads in 2005, it was awful tasting medicine, but I couldn't change it, so I moved on. He let go, founding Next, diving into Pixar, crafting Toy Story. When Apple floundered, he returned in 1997, launching the iPod, iPhone, Genius Reborn. Getting fired was the best thing that happened to me, he said. Stoic surrender didn't break him, it freed him. He didn't control the board, but he controlled his next step, proving Epictetus's, work on what's yours. Your life mirrors this. Traffic jams, cars gridlocked, your meeting ticking closer. Rage or relax with a deep breath. A flight cancels, screens flashing red. Panic or adapt with a coffee and a book. A friend's moody, snapping at lunch. Fix their funk or release it. A deal falls through, email silent. Blame the client or pivot to the next pitch. Rain drenches your commute, shoes soaked. Curse the clouds or adjust with a dry pair at work. A rude comment online, venom in pixels. Control their keyboard or ignore it. Your kid spills juice, sticky chaos. Yell or clean it up. A coworker bails on a task. Fret or finish it. The Wi-Fi drops midstream. Scream or wait it out. These are daily throws. Clinging tightens the knot. Letting go unties it. Here's your practice. Step 1. List 3 frustrations today. Circle what's beyond your grip, like weather or words. Step 2. Say aloud, this isn't mine to fix. Feel the weight drop. Step 3. Pick one action you can take, e.g., headphones in traffic, and do it daily for a week. Day 1. Spot a snag. Say a late bus and mark it uncontrollable. Day 2. Release it. I can't speed it up. Day 3. Act. Read instead of stew. Reflect. Did focus shift from frustration to freedom? Marcus's wrestling, not dancing fits. You're not dodging life, you're meeting it. Try this for 3 days. Comment, I let go. Here's how it felt. Peace isn't in control, it's in release. So what's one thing you can't control that bothers you? How will you let it go? Share below. Method 4. Embrace imperfection in the world. Releasing control leads us to a broader Stoic lens. The world is flawed, and expecting otherwise fuels anger. Marcus Aurelius prepped himself. Today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, all due to ignorance. Adding, begin each day expecting the imperfect, and you'll end it at peace. And men act as they must. Why rage at nature? Epictetus clarified. It's not events that disturb us, but our judgments of them. With, demand perfection and you'll find only pain. And see things as they are, not as you wish them to be. Seneca cut deeper. The world is flawed. Why demand it bend to you? Plus, to expect perfection is to invite suffering. And all men err. Judge yourself first. Perfection is a mirage. Embracing flaws isn't defeat, it's liberation. A shield against the chaos of expectation. J.K. Rowling's path to Harry Potter proves this. Born in 1965, she penned her first tales as a broke single mom in Edinburgh, typing in cafes while her daughter napped. By 1995, Philosopher's Stone was done, magic born of struggle. She sent it to 12 publishers. 12 rejections came back. Too long. Too weird. They said. Anger could have flared. They're blind. And she'd faced worse. Jobless, divorced, battling depression. But she accepted it. They weren't wrong for their market. I kept going, she told The Guardian. She sent it to Bloomsbury the 13th try, and in 1997 it launched a phenomenon. Over 500 million books sold. Those rejections weren't failures. They were the world's imperfection, and she didn't fight them. She worked within them. Stoic realism turned no into yes. Echoing Seneca's, why demand it bend? Her peace wasn't in perfect acceptance. It was in persistent flow. Your days brim with this. A delivery's late, tracking stalled. Fume or move on with your evening. A teammate flubs a presentation, slides jumbled. Judge or help them tweak it. A friend breaks a promise. Plans in tatters. Resent or forgive their slip. The waiter brings a cold meal, steam absent. Complain or eat anyway. Your report has a typo, spotted late. Panic or fix it quietly. A noisy street jars your sleep, horns piercing. Curse or tune it out with earplugs. A stranger shoves past, no sorry. Snap or let them rush. Your kid forgets homework, teacher's note stern. Yell or guide them. Power cut dims your night. Rage or light a candle. Imperfection isn't the exception. It's the rule. Fighting it tightens the noose. Accepting it cuts the rope. Practice this. Step 1. Wake up expecting one flaw. Say a delay, and nod. It's coming. Step 2. When it hits, bus late, coffee spilled. Say, this is life. And feel the calm settle. Step 3. Find one upside. Late bus means I read more. And write it nightly for a week. Day 1. Spot the snag. Rain soaked me. And accept it. Day 2. Reframe. Wet shoes dry. I'm fine. Day 3. Note the gain. Less tension? Aurelius's, expect the imperfect trains resilience. You're not bowing, you're building. Try this for 3 days. Comment, I accepted it. Here's the upside. Flaws don't break you, they shape you. So what imperfection annoyed you today? How can you accept it? Share below. Method 5. Take responsibility for your feelings. Accepting imperfection turns us inward. Your emotions aren't hostages to the world. They're yours to command. Marcus Aurelius nailed it. If you're distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but your estimate of it. Adding, you can revoke this at any moment. and the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Epictetus doubled down. No one can harm you unless you consent. With, what you feel is what you choose, and events are neutral. Your mind colors them. Seneca sealed it. You carry your peace. Don't hand it away. Plus, anger is a gift you give yourself, and the wise man rules his soul, not the crowd. Anger isn't forced on you. It's a choice you make. Owning it isn't burden. It's freedom, the key to an unshaken spirit. Michelle Obama's 2008 campaign trail shows this vividly. Born in 1964 Chicago, she rose from the South Side to Princeton, then Harvard Law, a life of grit. When Barack ran for president, critics pounced, calling her angry, unpatriotic, even militant. TV clips twisted her words. Headlines screamed. She could have stewed. They're unfair. And her past fueled it. Racism at school, doubters at work. But she paused. I don't let their words own me. I choose my response, she told Vogue. She smiled at rallies, spoke with grace, and won hearts. Her "When they go low, we go high" became legend. By 2016, she was America's beloved First Lady, her calm a beacon. Stoic ownership didn't just shield her. It shone, proving Epictetus's "no one can harm you." She didn't blame the noise. She mastered her tune. Your life teems with this chance. A line cutter elbows ahead, cart full, snap or shrug and wait. A critique at work stings. Redo it. Hurt or reflect on the fix. A friend snubs your text. Silence loud. Stew or release it. A rude email lands, all caps. Rage or reply with calm. Your sibling slights you. You always dwell or dismiss. A delay drags your day. Clock mocking. Fret or sit with it. A troll mocks your post. Likes piling, bite or scroll on. Your boss overlooks your win. Resent or shine anyway. A stranger glares, no cause. Take it in or let it go. These aren't attacks, they're invitations. You choose the color, red rage or cool peace. Here's the how. Step 1. When upset, say, a cutoff in traffic. Pause and ask, is this mine to feel? Step 2. Journal it. Trigger honk. Choice, calm. Daily for a week. Step 3. Pick calm once. Deep breath, no horn, and build. Day 1. Spot the spark. Boss snapped. Day 2. Own it. I choose steady. Day 3. Note. Less heat. Marcus's your estimate is your lever. Pull it back. Try this for 3 days. Comment. I owned it. Here's how. You're not a puppet, you're the puppeteer. So who made you angry today? How can you take it back? Share below. Method 6. Practice non-reaction. Owning your feelings leads to a Stoic superpower. Non-reaction. Don't flare. Pause, and let silence reign. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Adding, you are not compelled to answer every call. And silence is a fortress. Build it strong. Seneca advised, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. With, he who pauses conquers, and words unanswered lose their sting. Marcus Aurelius rounded it. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Plus, let your silence speak what words cannot. And disturbance comes from haste. Resist it. Non-reaction isn't weakness. It's strength, preserving peace where impulse would shatter it. Silence isn't surrender. It's sovereignty. Keanu Reeves wielded this in 2019. Born in 1964 Beirut, he'd faced loss. His father gone, his best friend dead, his sister battling leukemia. As John Wick cemented his comeback, a paparazzo cornered him outside a studio, taunting, why so sad? Keanu, still crying over your tragedies. The jab was loud, cameras rolling. Anger could have erupted, a headline born. Keanu froze, then smiled, soft, steady, and walked on. No retort, no glare. Later, Esquire asked. He said, "I don't need to fight every wave. I ride them." The crowd cheered his calm. The pap faded. Stoic silence didn't just dodge a trap. It won respect, echoing Seneca's, "Delay conquers." Keanu didn't react. He rose, his piece a quiet roar. Your days test this. A jab in a meeting. Your idea's weak. Retort or nod and move on. A cut in line. Bag swinging. Yell or wait it out. A rude text pings. Ugh. You again. Fire back or pause. A taunt online. Loser. Engage or ignore. A critique at home. You forgot. Defend or listen. A delay at the store. Clerk slow. Complain or breathe. A coworker gossips. She's useless. Join or stay mute. A driver honks, tailgating. Flip them off or let it pass. A friend snaps. Not now. Snap back or step back. Each is a spark, non-reaction snuffs it out. Practice this. Step 1, next trigger, say a rude email, count to 10 before a word. Step 2, ask, does this deserve my energy? If no, let it lie. Step 3, try silence once daily. Note the calm in your journal. Day 1, spot it. Cut in line. Day 2, pause. 10 breaths, no shout. Day 3, reflect. Peace held? Epictetus's, how you react is your crown. Wear it. Try this for 3 days. Comment. I stayed silent. Here's how. Calm is your weapon. Wield it. So when did you last react? How could non-reaction help? Share below. Method 7. Find joy in selflessness. Non-reaction opens a final Stoic door. Selflessness, where forgiveness and kindness replace anger with joy. Marcus Aurelius mused. When you arise, think what a privilege it is to love. Adding, kindness is invincible if it's sincere, and the best way to live is to benefit others. Seneca glowed. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. With, he who gives freely gains the most, and compassion heals the giver. Epictetus grounded it. No man is free who is not master of himself. Plus, to help another is to help your soul. And freedom lies in releasing, not holding. Selflessness doesn't erase pain. It transforms it, freeing us from resentment's chains into a lighter, truer peace. Malala Yousafzai's life is this incarnate. Born in 1997 Pakistan, she defied the Taliban's ban on girls' education, blogging for the BBC at 11. In 2012, at 15, a gunman boarded her bus in Swat Valley, shot her in the head, retribution for her voice. She survived, airlifted to the UK, her face scarred, her resolve steel. Anger could have consumed her. They tried to kill me, but she chose otherwise. I don't want revenge. I want education for their children, she told the UN in 2013. She forgave, founded the Malala Fund, and by 2014, at 17, won the Nobel Peace Prize, youngest ever. Her selflessness didn't just heal her. It changed the world, echoing Seneca's, kindness heals. Malala didn't cling to hate. She gave, finding joy in the giving. Your world invites this daily. A harsh word at work. You're slow. Curse or forgive their stress. A slight from a friend. Forgot you. Hold it or help them anyway. A critique online. Awful post. Resent or understand their day. A delay by a clerk. Blame or assist with a smile. A snub at dinner. Not invited. Dwell or uplift someone else. A mistake by your kid. Toys everywhere. Judge or guide with patience. A stranger's glare. Snap or offer a nod. A coworker's jab. Retaliate or lend a hand. Each sting is a chance. Selflessness turns it to gold. Here's how. Step 1. When hurt, say a snub, ask, what's their burden? Step 2, do one kind act, no reward, just give, hold a door, share a word. Step 3, reflect nightly, helped a stranger, felt lighter. For a week. Day 1, spot the pain, friends snapped. Day 2, act, brought them coffee. Day 3, note, anger gone? Aurelius's privilege to love is your gift. Unwrap it. Try this for 3 days, comment, I gave, here's the joy. Peace isn't in grudge, it's in grace. So when did you last forgive? How did it feel? Tell me below. Conclusion. Navigating life with Stoic serenity. Here we are, my friends, at the close of our journey through how to never get angry or bothered by anyone. A path we've walked together on daily Stoic quotes. We've traversed 7 Stoic methods, each a lantern in the fog of modern chaos, illuminating a way to live unshaken. Let's gather these threads and weave them into a final tapestry of wisdom, reflecting on what they mean and how they fortify us against the storms of anger and frustration. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's been our guiding star. A reminder that peace isn't found in bending the world, but in mastering ourselves. So, let's look back briefly, not to linger, but to solidify these lessons in our souls, because they're not just ideas, they're keys to a life of calm, purpose, and freedom. We began with embracing willingness in life, walking alongside Nelson Mandela through his 27 years in prison. Cold cells, brutal guards, a stolen future. He could have raged, but he chose to accept his fate with purpose, forging peace from pain and inspiring a world. Then we learned to stop judging others with Oprah Winfrey, who faced a critic's scorn not with anger, but with curiosity, turning a foe into a moment of grace. Next, we let go of control with Steve Jobs, ousted from Apple yet surrendering to the blow, only to rise stronger, proving that releases power. We embraced imperfection in the world with J.K. Rowling, who met rejection not with resentment, but with persistence, crafting a legacy from a flawed reality. We took responsibility for our feelings with Michelle Obama, owning her response to venomous attacks, her calm a beacon of Stoic choice. We practiced non-reaction with Keanu Reeves, whose silence to a taunt wasn't weakness, but a fortress of peace. And finally, we found joy in selflessness with Malala Yousafzai, who turned a bullet scar into a gift of forgiveness, her compassion a light for millions. Each method, each story, is a Stoic key. Together, they unlock a soul shielded from chaos, turning the tumult of life into a quiet, steady calm. But these aren't relics to admire, they're tools to wield, and their value lies in what they do for you. Think of your day. The ping of a snarky text, the grind of traffic, the sting of a coworker's jab. Moments that once sparked fury or festered as bother. Now they're different. With willingness, that text becomes a chance to breathe, not bite. Without judgment, that driver's crawl is just their story, not your burden. Letting go, that jab lands but doesn't stick, you move on. Embracing imperfection, a late bus is life, not a flaw. Owning your feelings, a slight doesn't own you, you choose peace. Non-reaction turns a shout into silence, and selflessness transforms a grudge into grace. These shield your soul not by blocking the world, but by lifting you above it. Epictetus said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things beyond our power." That's the gift here. Happiness through mastery, a calm that no one, not a troll, not a boss, not a storm can steal. Let's stretch this into today's world, because Stoicism isn't ancient dust. It's alive in 2025. Scroll through X and what do you see? A flood of triggers, outrage bait, snide replies, likes piling on someone's venom. Your finger hovers, itching to clap back, to prove a point, or flip to Instagram. Perfect lives mocking your mess, stirring envy or irritation. At work, emails pile up, deadlines shift, voices rise. Anger lurks in every corner. At home, a partner snaps, a kid spills, a neighbor drones on. Petty, yes, but they pile up, don't they? Social media amplifies it all. A megaphone for every slight, every misstep. But Stoicism cuts through. Willingness shrugs at the troll's bait. Their words, not my war. Non-judgment softens the neighbor's noise. They're human, like me. Selflessness turns a spilled glass into a chance to help. It's just juice. These methods don't erase the noise. They mute its power over you. Seneca's wisdom fits here. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. How often do we magnify a ping into a plague? Too often, until now. So what do we do with this? Stoicism isn't a lecture, it's a call to act, and I've got a challenge for you, straight from the Stoic Forge. Pick one method this week, just one, and live it. Maybe it's willingness. Next time traffic stalls, say, I choose this, and feel the tension fade, or non-reaction. When a coworker snaps, count to 10, stay silent, and watch the storm pass. Try selflessness. Forgive a slight, help without reward, and note the joy. Start small. Stoics don't leap, they step. Then come back here, drop a comment, and say, I did it. Share your story, what method, what moment, how it felt. Did willingness lighten a load? Did silence disarm a fight? Your voice isn't just yours, it's ours. This daily Stoic Quotes tribe thrives when we learn together, when we lift each other with real tales of triumph. Seneca wrote, we are members of one great body, planted by nature. Plant your seed, comment, connect, let's grow. And while you're here, let's seal this pact. If these 7 methods spark something, a flicker of calm, a nudge toward freedom, hit that like button. It's a quiet nod, but it tells me you're in, that this wisdom resonates. Better yet, subscribe to Daily Stoic Quotes. Click that red button, hit the bell. Don't miss a quote that could shift your day, a lesson that could steady your week. This isn't a one-off, it's a journey, and every video builds your Stoic spine. Share this with a friend who needs peace. Maybe they're the one raging at a screen, stewing over a slight, or lost in life's grind. Marcus Aurelius said, kindness is invincible if it's sincere. Be that kindness, pass this on, pull them into our circle. We're not just viewers. We're seekers, a community forging calm in a chaotic world. You're like your subscription, your share, they're sparks in this Stoic fire. Let's keep it burning. Now, let's linger on what this all means, because this isn't about dodging anger. It's about crafting a life worth living. Picture your days without that knot in your chest, without the echo of a harsh word stealing your sleep. Imagine a world where you're not at war with every delay, every slight, every flaw, where you walk through it all with a steady heart. That's not a dream. It's a choice, and Stoicism hands you the reins. Nelson didn't break in his cell. He built a nation. Oprah didn't curse her critic. She claimed her stage. Malala didn't hate her shooters. She healed a generation. These aren't flukes, they're Stoic lives, and you're next. Start with one method, then another until this becomes your nature. Next time a troll baits you, you'll scroll past. Next time a plan crumbles, you'll pivot. Next time anger knocks, you'll turn the lock. That's not just calm, that's courage. Why does this matter? Because life's too short for chains. Every day you spend fuming at a screen, a stranger, yourself, is a day lost. Seneca warned, you live as if you were destined to live forever. No thought of your frailty. How many hours have we burned on grudges, on fights we can't win? Too many. Stoicism cuts that cord, not with cynicism, but with clarity. It's not about shutting out the world, it's about rising above it. Think of Keanu, smiling through a taunt, or Michelle, shining past the venom. They didn't dodge life. They mastered it. You can too. This isn't a shield to hide behind. It's a compass to guide you, past anger, beyond bother, to a freedom that's yours to claim. Let's root this in one last story, because Stoicism lives in action. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, faced horrors we can't fathom. Starvation, loss, the camp's brutality. Fellow prisoners turned on each other. Guards crushed hope daily. Frankl could have despaired, but he wrote in Man's Search for Meaning, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude." He chose meaning, not misery, emerging not just alive, but whole. You're not in a camp, but you're in a world of triggers. Use these methods to choose your attitude, to claim your freedom. That's Stoic to the core. So, here's the final word. Stoicism isn't a wall. It's a wind, lifting you above the fray. It's your companion, whispering wisdom when the noise grows loud. This too is yours to shape. As Seneca said, "He who is brave is free. Be brave, live free. Strip away anger, not with force, but with choice. Surround yourself with peace, not with struggle, but with will." That's the Stoic way to live, not just well, but fully. Try one method this week. Say willingness and comment, "I did it." Share your win, your wrestle. I'll be here, reading every line. Like this if it moved you. Subscribe for more. Share it with a friend who's drowning in rage. Let's pull them ashore. Thank you for walking this path with me at Daily Stoic Quotes. Keep this fire alive. See you next time, stronger, calmer, free. And be sure to subscribe my channel Daily Stoic Quotes to get more inspired content.